Hello out there. Playlist. Good morning. One more minute. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Start in 1 minute. You can. All right. All right. Good morning. Yes. Hello, Krista. Let us start in a seated position. Get yourself all organized. I've posted there in the comments the playlist. If you want to start that off, yeah, pretty much press play. And let's settle in. So cross-legged or kneeling, you might be sitting up on a block or a book or some kind of pillow or cushion. Make sure your seat is nice and comfy. And move into some twists a little today. We'll start with a little pranayama, a little grounding, a little settling. Find a nice tall spine here, especially the lower back elevated. Crown of the head also elongating for the ceiling. And taking a nice long deep breath in, very gentle long breath out. Just letting that relax through the shoulders, the jaw, the eyes. Bringing a conscious softness to the body. A clear decision to bring that softness in. And with that, starting to delicately pay attention to your body. Starting to remove all demand upon the body, all obligation, and just sit with the sense of awareness for a moment. Notice the state of the physical form, and especially where you can feel. A lot of couch sitting going on these days, so lower back is probably a little tender for a lot of us. But also start to notice how that's maybe affecting or impacting your energy or just the state of your energy in general. And so too, how that chain reaction back and forward affects the state of the mind. And so through the body, we look to have an impact on the state of the energy and state of mind, and obviously upon the body itself. So here, one of the first mechanisms to become aware of is your breath, and that's our most useful tool throughout the practice. Now, the purpose of this breath has multiple sort of actions to it. Just start by deepening your breath. Start by breathing in a little bit more fully down to your belly space. Starting to breathe out just a little bit more slowly. Start to coordinate your breath into a full, rhythmic, nice, smooth, sort of graceful breath. Now already we've got that sort of looming purpose overall of the breath. To have an, it's going to come through, in a sense, some form of efficiency in the physiological form that's coming through the breath. So here, as you're expanding your breath, already more efficiency coming into the breath. Oxygenation of the body, a better transfer of gases in your lungs throughout your bloodstream. And take this breathing just a little bit further. Start to breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 8 seconds. Now, some of you out there have been working with this pattern quite a bit with me. So if you feel comfortable extending it out to 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out, feel free. But don't think that more time is necessarily more beneficial. What's most important is you work within your capacity for this moment. I'll leave you in a little bit of silence, but as you go about doing this, keep that feeling of delicateness, of softness, in the kind of attitude that you're taking into the action of the breath. 4 in, 8 out, a couple of rounds on your own. Take one final round, ending with an exhalation. And following that, just notice how the breath does have some form of impact upon the state of body, state of energy, state of mind. And a kind of magical way of affecting all three simultaneously. Just the movement on its own doesn't necessarily affect energy in mind. Just the thought alone doesn't affect energy in the body. And just an energetic look at the practice doesn't affect necessarily state of mind or state of body. So we kind of need all three integrated. And attitude and mood become an integral part of the actions that you take with your body. So just to do the postures with a sense of grit, anger, impatience, it isn't really enough. Keep the breath and the way that you approach your breath most gentle, most delicate, and let that be a symbolic gesture of how you're treating yourself at large. Keep on reinforcing those gestures of kindness, ultimately, nourishment, and ultimately a positive evolution of your character. Take just 1 or 2 more breaths. Keep them rhythmic and flowing. And if you're not in the seated position already, find it now and go ahead, blink open your eyes, raise your arms up towards the ceiling, reach up and stretch up. Exhale, twist to your right arm into a inhale, arms raise up. And exhale, twist the other way, left arm into a half bind, right hand to the thigh, catch, rolling back the shoulder, lower back elevating here. And then coming into cat-cow. So turning back through to center, rolling over the knees, coming into all fours, tabletop, getting rid of any props that you might have, and starting to get straight into it. So take an inhale to press the belly down, puff the chest forward and look up. And then exhale to really round and arch up through your spine. And we'll carry on with a few more rounds like that. Inhales, dip, shoulders back, tailbone up. Then the exhale, arch to do the opposite. Round the shoulders, point the tailbone down. Take maybe 2 or 3 more rounds on your own here, moving rhythmically with your breath. But notice that the movement starts at the tailbone. The tilt, the raise. Keep on working with that movement. Take maybe 1 more round from here. Once you arrive up in downward facing dog, a little bit of movement, get a feel for it. Especially if you have been sitting a lot, just notice lower back is going to affect the state of the back of the legs, certainly the shoulders and the neck. So let heat be a gradual introduction to the body. No need to kind of smash it open here. We'll take maybe 1 or 2 more breaths. And next inhale, come into high plank, shoulders above your wrists, arching through your upper back. And the exhale takes you back to downward facing dog. Now just 2 more times like that. Inhale through to high plank. And the exhale back to down dog. And this time inhale to high plank and pause. Drop your knees and lower all the way down until you're flat onto your belly. Take your hands off the side of the mat. Point your toes and fire up your thighs pretty hard. Inhale, chest lifts up into cobra. And as you lower down, drop your right shoulder down to the floor, twisting and turning a little to the left. Inhale, lift the chest back up and over you go to the other side. Left shoulder drops in. And you keep on going like that. Inhale, lifting up. The exhale switches you over. You take maybe 3 or 4 more rounds like that. The inhales lift the chest. The exhales take you straight back down. You carry on. 1 breath to 1 movement. Twisting, turning. Keeping the thighs fired up though. Keep them strong. Say maybe 1 more round for most of us now. If you're asymmetrical, even it off, twist in the opposite direction. Then, as you're ready, chest comes down, butt to the heels, child's pose, and then straight up into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. From there, walk your hands towards the back of your mat into a forward fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift to lengthen out your spine. Exhale to fold in, and then roll up the spine all the way through to standing. Reach and stretch up at the top, nice and high. Exhale, go to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, switching 1 more time over to the side. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale to switch. Inhale, back up, raise the arms up, and then exhale to fold all the way down towards the ground. Now, halfway lift to lengthen, flat back. Left hand on the floor, right hand to the ceiling. Take a twist here, half bind, right arm wraps behind your lower back. Big bend in your left knee, so you're starting to straighten through your right leg here. Take maybe 2 more big breaths as you are. And switch. Right hand down, left hand comes up, half bind on that, wrap it up, big bend in the right knee. Notice there's some length in the spine here, not folding down towards the ground too much, but keeping the lower back extended, moving the chest away from the hips. About one more long, generous breath here now. And left hand down to the floor. Walk the hands all the way out to plank position, shoulders above your wrists, and pause. Now take the feet just about as wide as the mat, dropping the butt so it's in line with shoulders and heels, and lower the heels over to the left, keeping both hands on the floor. Inhale back up through the center, over to the other side, to the right. Inhale back through the center now. Heels over to the left once again, and right hand comes up. So it's a staggered foot side plank position for one more breath. And switch. Right hand down. Left hand comes up. Lift. Hips lift a little. One more breath here. And left hand down. Either lower down through chaturanga or drop your knees and come all the way down to flat onto the belly. Now, hands slide back a couple of inches. Traditional cobra, point the toes. Inhale, lift the chest. Squeeze the elbows back. Exhale, lower. Two more like that. Inhale, lifting up. Exhales down. Last one on your own. Close with the hips. Once you're there, nice and gently, start to take a nice little walk to the top of the mat. Play up, reach up and stretch up. And then exhale to fold straight back down towards the ground. Now, halfway lift to lengthen, just as we did before. Left hand down, right hand up, half bind on that, right arm wraps behind the lower back. See if you can take your left hand to your outer right ankle and take a hold to twist deeper. Just one more breath here though. And switch. Right hand down, left hand comes up, half bind. And then big bend in the right knee. So the left hip is almost starting to lift and jut up as you roll back your left shoulder. Maybe a breath more here. And left hand down. Halfway lift, flat back once again. Step back to plank position and pause. Just as we did before, take the feet a little bit wider. Now, drop the heels off to the right in this shape. Raise the left hand up. Now, squeeze your right knee to tap your right elbow. Right knee, right elbow, tap it in. Hold for one moment. Step it back. Left hand down. Switch the heels on the side. Right hand up. Left knee, left elbow. Squeeze it in. Nice and tight. One more breath. Foot back, hand down, high plank, lower all the way down until you're flat. This time, reach your arms back by your side. Inhale, lift the chest, arms, and legs up off the ground. Exhale, lower. Two more on your own. Inhale, lift chest, arms, and legs. Exhale to lower. Last one, inhale, lift, hold, pause there. Reach your arms straight forward in front of you, number 11 over your head. Thumbs up, one more breath, you can do it. And release. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, suck up in your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, stand tall, reach and stretch up. And then exhale to fold straight back in. Butt sticks back, belly pulls tight. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Bend at your elbows, lower in. Pull the chest through the arms, up dog. And the exhale, the downward facing dog. One more rich breath here. And heels up, knees bend. Look to the front. Walk, step, or jump, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in. 4 rounds to go. Stand up, reach up and stretch up. Exhale to fold, straight back down. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through, upward facing dog. And the exhale lifts you up and back into downward facing dog. 2 more breaths there in dog now. And inhale, right leg raises up, 3-legged dog. In this shape, see if you can walk your left hand back about to the middle of your mat and take it out to the very left-hand side. So left arm straight up to the side, like a little kickstand. And now really roll back the top knee or the hip, tilting open. We take one more big breath there. Replace the left hand to downward facing dog. And
Knee to the nose, squeeze it in tight. Inhale, shoot the leg up. Right knee to left elbow, cross it under. Inhale, back up. And over to the right elbow, same side. Inhale, lift it back up. Step the foot in between your hands. Runner's lunge, pop the chest forward, fingertips. And a very simple movement here, but we consider the back leg. Heel lifted at the back, leg straight. Don't let that back leg move. Inhale, right hand raises up. And exhale, bring it back down. Now here's a tricky part. Left hand raises, back knee doesn't move. Exhale, left hand down. Right hand comes back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, left one up. And exhale, left one down. Drop the back knee down. Just an arms raise, low lunge. Before you go anywhere here, squeeze your left glute, your butt cheek. Left hand forward, right hand back, twist. Flip your front palm, reach up and back, reverse. Right hand can slide down the thigh or half bind, wrap it behind your lower back. But chest starts to lift up a little. Option for a Koundinyasana grip there. 2 more big breaths. And as you bow forward now, hook your left elbow around the front thigh. Hands come together, prayer position. In the shape, look down. Tuck the back toes 3 times now. Inhale, lift the back knee to straighten it out. And exhale, touch it back down towards the mat. Inhale, lifting up, straight and stiff. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, up and hold, breathe. Hands on the ground, puff the chest forward, runners. Gently straighten through the front leg, pyramid pose. 2 more like that. Lunge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, fold. This time, lunge and pause. Right hand raises up once again. Gently does it, side plank. Right leg back on top of the left one. Stack the hips, lift the hips. Hold here. 1 more generous breath. Now stagger the feet. Right foot just in front of the left. We've been here before. Left knee pins to left elbow. Hold it in. And then straight away to wild thing. Right hand down. Flip your left leg over the right one. Step outside the mat. Lift the hips, turn the chest. 2 more breaths there. 1 big step of your left foot, top left corner of your mat, coming up into a squat. Big giant step. Right foot, top right corner. Sit your butt down, nice and heavy. Chest up, hands to prayer. 2 more big breaths here. Through your flow. Hands to the ground, step or jump back, chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through, upward facing, and exhale to downward facing. 2 more steady breaths there in down dog. Rich, purposeful breath. Kind of, pull yourself together through the breath. 1 more now. And inhale, left leg lifts up. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. Now, that little kickstand of the right arm. Take it straight out to the right side of the mat, perpendicular. And really tilt that top leg up. Take 2 more nice long breaths here. Strong left shoulder, pushing the ground away. And right hand back to downward facing dog. Knee to the nose, straight away, pull it in. Inhale, punch it back up. To the right elbow, squeeze it under. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back up. Step through, left foot in between the hands. Puff the chest forward, fingertips. Now, again, that back leg is critical here. Back knee straight, heel lifted, but butt drops down a little. Left hand up, simple twist. We keep moving. Left hand down. Right hand up, back leg stiff. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, down. Inhale, right. And exhale, down. Drop the back knee, chest and arms raise up, low lunge. Again, squeeze your right butt cheek, your belly, all sucks in nice and tight. Right hand forward, left hand back, twist. Flip your front palm, reach up and back. So left hand slides down the back of the thigh there. Few steady breaths, butt cheek still squeezing. Nice steady breath, long, slow, even rhythm to your breath.
One more here now. And hook and twist. Right elbow around the front knee. Hands come together. Now look down for stability. Lift the back knee to straighten it out. Got to get it straight. Exhale, touch it down to the ground. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift and hold now. Pause at the top. Hold for a tick. Hands on the ground, framing the front foot, pop the chest forward. Fingertips, runners. Exhale, fold into pyramid pose. Just 2 more like that. Inhale, lunge, puff the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, fold. This time, lunge and pause. Simple twist once again. Left hand up. Straight back into side plank. Left leg steps back on top of the right one. Hips up. Once you get there, breath or 2 more. Left foot just in front of the right one. Pin the right knee to right elbow. Hold. And wild thing. Left hand down. Turn the right leg over the left. Step outside the mat. Raise the chest. Big breath here. And right foot steps to the top right corner. Left foot, top left corner. Sit the butt down. Oh, baby Jesus. Vegemite on toast. Lift the chest here. Squeeze the shoulders back. 2 more nice long breaths. Mostly for me rather than you. And 1 more. Hands on the ground. We come through a flow. Step or jump back, chaturanga. And once you're there, half plank. Pull the chest through, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 or 3 breaths there. And down dog, take a little pause. Back up and gently step through. Right foot in between the hands. Straighten through your front leg into pyramid. Then you might have to shorten up your stance a little bit. A little half step in possibly. See if you can bend your front knee just a little bit. Get your belly in contact with the thigh. Now keep that contact and start to straighten through the front leg again. Letting the hips kind of lift up as you do that. Head can relax now a little. Maybe 3 more long breaths. Inhale, lunge into the front knee and up. So strong legs, left butt cheek squeezes. Left hand moving for the ceiling. Right hand sliding down the back of the thigh. Keep the lunge deep in the front knee. We take 1 more big breath here. And as you bow forward, hook your left elbow around the front knee. Hands come together. Wings or binds are welcome. Otherwise, just press the prayer heavy and really peel back your right shoulder. Now, back leg straight just like before. 2 or 3 more big breaths here now. Here we go. Hands on the ground. Slide your left hand a little bit further forward for Cleopatra. Turn to your right. Let the hips sweep the right hand up over the head. And exhale, sink back down. 1 more, up and over. Exhale, back down now, directly to wild thing. Little lift of the hips. Step your right leg up and over the left, outside the mat. Lift the hips. Open the chest. Now, nice smooth transition here. As you unflip out of wild thing, right knee scoops underneath the body, kicking it out to the opposite side of the mat for fallen triangle. Left leg arm raises up. Hold here. 1 more nice long breath as you are. Left hand down, right leg up and out, 3-legged. And as you step through in between your hands, bend the knee and look to grab the top of the foot with your right hand. Head comes down. 2 or 3 more big breaths here now. Warrior 2, step back, open the arms, T-shape, straighten through your front leg, flip your front palm, reach up and back. And as you reach forward, Koundinyasana, reach, right hand down, left hand up. Little tilt back on the top shoulder here. In fact, the whole chest starts to turn up towards the ceiling a little, but Left butt stays strong, back thigh stays strong. Breath coming right down to the belly space, nice and soft, gentle approach. 2 to go. Your inhale lifts the chest to standing, flip the front palm for the ceiling, up and back. And as you come back into Vira 2, find side angle. Bend the front knee, elbow to knee, right elbow to knee, left hand, top arm into a half bind. Wrap it up. Now, if you're staying in this shape, welcome to go deeper, hand on the floor, full bind. But if you're staying here with the elbow on the knee, see this right shoulder, move it away from the ear. So create space in that right side of the neck. There's a sense of pushing away through the shoulder. Back leg stays firm, and then work on that twist. Left shoulder peeling back. Nice long breaths. One more big one here now. Very gently, Skandasana at the back of the mat, hands to prayer. Sit your butt to your left heel, right leg straightens. Chest up. 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then as you lift your butt up, drop the chest down, straighten out your legs, wide-legged forward fold, facing the side of the room. Now, halfway lift, lengthen. Left hand on the floor, right hand for the ceiling, twist. Half bind, right arm wraps behind the lower back. Left hand, that one on the floor, reaches for your front ankle, for your right leg. Take a hold. You stay here for maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. And then gently release your hands to the top of the mat. So as you walk your hands to the right, turn to the right, back into runner's lunge, and stand up. Pulling the knee in. Now, eagle wrap on the legs. Right leg crosses over the left one. I'm going to face you for this one. Notice my standing leg, my left one, doesn't move. So right leg comes across the standing leg. Rather than dropping that left knee in, you don't want that front, my knee just popped. And wrap it over. And sit your butt down from there. Eagle wrap on the arms, right arm underneath the left one. Lifting the elbows, but dropping the shoulders and sit heavy into the shape. Now, stay cool here. We've got a little bit more work to do. 2 more big breaths as you are. And gently here. Unwrap the arms first. Knee to the chest, stand up. Left hand grabs right knee. Roll back your right shoulder for the twist. Reaching for the back of the room. Once you're there, you might grab the outer blade of the foot if you feel that's appropriate for you, but keep on turning the chest. Standing leg stiffens, thigh on, butt on. 2 more big breaths. Woo. And nice and gently coming back through the center, knee to the chest. A little tricky here. Welcome in. So from here, welcome just to stay in this cross-legged forward fold, super deep, super nice on the back of the right leg, or cross-legged crow. Now again, I'll face you for this one. Legs crossed, ankles crossed. Separate the knees, still cross at the ankles. Knees driving to the upper arms, bending the elbows, dropping the chest a little. Now as you shift your chest forward and down, keep the heels squeezing in towards your butt as you elevate your hips a little. Take 2 more breaths there. And if you haven't already, feet on the ground, halfway lift, inhale. This should work. Walk your hands to the right. Spin yourself 180. You'll be facing the back of the room, back of the mat. Halfway lift to lengthen. And exhale to step or jump back into chaturanga directly. Half plank. Pull the chest through into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So we're facing a different side of the mat now. All good. We'll be back. Stay with it. Right here, take 2 more breaths in down dog. Inhale, left leg raises up. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Cross it under. Inhale, lift it back up. Step through, left foot in between the hands. Pyramid pose. Straighten through the front leg, but once you get there, you're going to sort out your distance of your stance. You want to get this little refinement here. Belly to thigh,
little bend in the front leg to achieve that. And then keeping that contact, starting to straighten the leg as much as you can without locking out the knee and without losing contact of belly and thigh. About 3 or 4 more breaths here. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders a little. Softness to the breath. Take these opportunities like this posture to bring that softness in. All right, simple twist. Lunge into the front knee. Left hand raises up. As you arrive in this shape, come up onto the right fingertips and stand. So as you lift the chest, right hand reaches for the ceiling. Left hand slides down the back of the leg, reaching up but lunging maybe a little deeper for some of it. Take 2 more big breaths here. And as you bow forward, hook your right elbow around the front leg, hands come together. Back leg stiffens up again. Pressure into the prayer position. Nice, steady, long breaths here. 2 to go. Okay, here we go, a little bit of work. Hands on the ground. Right hand moves a little further forward for Cleopatra. You want that space. Turn to your left. Let the hips lower down. Reach for the back of the mat. Bottom leg stays stiff. All 10 toes facing towards the side of the mat. We pulse. Inhale, lift the left hand, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. This time the lift of the hips takes you into wild things. So as you lift your hips, lift the left leg up and over the right. Outside the mat, lift. Back of the heart turns. Lift, lift, lift. 1 more big breath. So nice smooth transition to fallen triangle. So left hand down, scoop the left leg underneath the body, kick it out to the other end of the mat, the other side rather. Right hand raises. Couple more breaths here. 1 more big breath. And right hand down, left leg up and out, 3-legged. To step through, left foot in between the hands, look forward, standing splits. Back leg lifts up, you got it. Tilt the right hip up, bend the top knee, left hand for right ankle or foot. Keep lifting the knee, keep tilting open, keep folding forward and down. Now 3 more breaths, settled breaths, purposeful, softening. Step back, warrior 2. Open the arms, straighten through the front leg, flip the front palm, reach up and back. And as you reach forward, find triangle. Reach out, left hand down, right hand up. Little turn of the chest up toward the ceiling here. Strong through the right butt cheek. Back on. Long breaths. Two to go. Inhale, standing back up. Left hand for the ceiling, up and back. Back through warrior 2 and into side angle. So elbow to the knee, top arm into a half bind, wrap it up. If you're going for that full bind or hand on the floor, go for it, no worries. Keep the lunge deep in the front knee, but don't let it fall inwardly. Slightly press out to the left. Back leg stiff and strong, belly in. Breath really cyclic. Get a nice rhythm to it. Two or 3 more now. Here we go. Hands to prayer. Skandasana at the back. Drop your butt to your right heel. Chest lifting a little as you arrive. Even if the heel's lifted, all good, but lift the front toes, the left ones. Take just 1 more big breath here. And into that wide-legged forward fold. So hands on the ground, lift your butt up. Straighten your legs. You're facing the side of the mat. Halfway lift, 2 straight legs. Exhale, fold back in. Now do that 1 more time. Halfway lift, flat back. Right hand down, left hand up. half bind. Left arm wraps behind the lower back. Before you go reaching for your left leg there, lift your right hip up a little, counter twist, and then keep that sort of stability through the hips as you reach your right hand for left ankle. Right hand, left ankle, and then twist. Left shoulder peels back. Couple breaths here. This time, halfway lift through center. Exhale to fold back in. Now, you'll play time for about maybe 10 or 15 breaths here. Option to just stay in the forward fold. This is more than enough. And if you're in this option, have a look to interlace the hands behind the lower back and lift the fist up and over. Then you could make a little bit of movement here, side to side, shifting. You could find some form of inversion. Otherwise, maybe just grab the back of your legs and just let the chest pour down. Take maybe 5 more breaths now. A little bit of weight in the toes. One more big breath now. Here we go. Halfway lift to lengthen. Walk your hands to the left of your mat. Runner's lunge. As you get there, 3-leg dog. Left leg lifts up and out. Walk your hands back towards your right leg. Through standing splits, curl your left knee to your chest and stand up with it. Eagle wrap. So take the left leg across the right one and then sit your butt down. So eagle wrap the arms, left arm underneath the right one. Good. As the elbows start to lift, the shoulders start to drop. And then stay with breath here. True to go as you are in Koundinyasana. And knee to the chest, stand up, hands to prayer, unwrapping the arms. So right hand, left knee, turn your left shoulder back and twist. Alternatively, grab the outer blade of the foot, hold, breathe. Take one more big breath. And back through the center. Now, hands to prayer, step your left foot behind the right one. Oh, raise the arms. And exhale, fold forward. Left leg is behind the right one. Catch your breath here in the fold or bend the knees. Find cross-legged crow. Settle the breath. Make sure the breath isn't all jacked up coming into this. Smooth it out. Hands on the ground. Knees separate. Shift a little body weight forward and down with your chest, and then maybe heels come up. Hold, breathe, stay for maybe 2 more long breaths. Feet on the ground, cross-legged position. Turn to your left, walk your hands to your left. Should spin you out 180 degrees. Halfway lift to lengthen. Step or jump back into chaturanga, half plank. Pull the chest through, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Drop down into child's pose just for a brief moment. Otherwise, a kneeling position. Breath starting to settle here. Heart rate starting to settle. A couple more easy breaths here. All right, we're gonna have a little, if you're not already, have a look at the screen, sit up. We're gonna have a little go at a little shape called Koundinyasana. It's the twisted variation of this arm balance. Now, I think there's something we can all do for it, and it might just be this sort of twisting action to get into the position of it, not necessarily taking the arm balance. Something for everyone. We'll start like this. From tabletop position, step your right foot between your hands. Right foot between your hands. And then lifting the chest up into a low lunge. Start to take your right foot, the front one, over to the left-hand side of the mat. So crossing it over the side of the mat. And then from there, as the chest lifts up, you can really twist quite deeply around the front leg, hooking the left elbow around. Now the trick to this arm balance
is the depth of this elbow around the thigh. So more of the chest coming down to the thigh. The knee will be closer to your armpit than your elbow. And that's what you want. There's that depth of twist. So as you drop the chest and really move the leg out of the way so you can get the elbow much deeper down the shin sort of area around the thigh. This might be where some of us stay, right? Left hand down, right hand up. I can feel it. It's a big twist. Pretty hard to talk. Otherwise, bring that right hand onto the floor. The fingers or the hands can face sort of out to the side. Now, as you're bending your elbows, you heel toe your foot across just a little bit. I'm not actually face the camera for that. So we've got the leg across to the left, elbow hooks, hands to the ground, out to the side. Notice as I bend my elbows, the foot keeps on going, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. And then as the back knee lifts up, elbows land on the hip. Maybe you keep on kicking. Maybe the back leg elevates 60 degrees. So left elbow hooks, hands on the ground. Elbow drives to hip. Back knee lifts as you push a little body weight forward. 2 more breaths in that one if you're still playing. And then take a little rest. So either kneeling position, maybe coming through a flow, do anything that feels nice. I'm gonna start to get going on the left side, so mid when you can, but left foot steps forward, comes over to the right side of your mat. Sometimes I even like to push back and really open up the belly space. So you can turn it to the left, around the thigh, hook the elbow, hands to the ground, we'll work this twist, right hand down, left hand up, big twist, right? If it's hands on the ground, keep putting a little more body weight forward, back leg lifts, and shift. So this top leg's gotta stay stiff and straight, right? Stiff and straight. Take maybe 2 more big breaths. And as you're ready, take the flow, flop on out, and then come to a seated position, legs out in front of you. Woo. Nice wide-legged forward fold here. Scoot your little body weight, or your butt forward rather, a little bit. Chest lifts, toes up, not a very long hold here. 7 breaths or something like that. Just let the heart rate drop. Soft shoulders, soft jaw now. Breath becoming coordinated. One more deep breath here. And inhale. Chest lifts up, coming towards reverse tabletop. So 2 feet on the ground. Feet about hip width apart, hands just behind the hips. Roll back the shoulders, and then scoop the butt up to lift the hips up. Nice and strong through the glutes, the butt. Try and create a flat front body. So shoulders, hips, and knees in one line. Lifting the chest through the shoulders. 2 more big breaths here. And plonk the butt down, nice and slow. Catch a hold of your knees, roll straight down onto your back, immediately into bridge pose. So feet on the ground, tilt the tailbone up, lift the hips up. 2 rounds of this, so do with it what you wish. We might stay in this bridge or interlace behind the lower back. We might come into wheel, you might leave that for the next round. Take maybe 3 more breaths here though. Strong butt stays on. And release. Hands first, hips down, knees drop side to side. Just a little loosen off through the lower back there. Here we go. Second round, feet on the ground, hip width. Tilt the tailbone up, lift the hips up. If it's wheel, it happens from there. Hands next to the ears, curling the fingers underneath the palms. Elbows point pretty much upward as you lift the chest up and back, pushing the chest back through the arms. Otherwise, bridges stay. Squeeze the butt nice and strong. 2 or 3 more big breaths here.
And lower out nice and slow. Again, drop the knees from side to side, from left to right. And then shoot the legs up towards the ceiling. Now, for some of us, this is enough, just staying with the legs lifted. If you wanted to come up into shoulder stand or even headstand, you're more than welcome. But with these legs lifted, you know, if you've got a block, use a block underneath the hips. If you've got a pillow, use a pillow. We'll shape Viparita Karani. Legs up the wall pose. One of the least creative names for a posture. Nice long breaths here. Still, in a sense, you're aware of it, you're deliberately doing it. And you've got that ultimate purpose looming behind each and every one of your actions, a sense of nourishment to the body or some sense of evolution. Two or three more breaths here now. If you're coming out of shoulder stand, roll down nice and slow without dropping your hips on the ground. Otherwise, lower your heels, lower the feet, coming down. Headstands, stay in child's pose. Lift your hips, remove the block. Anything that feels nice just for a brief moment. Just let the spine and the hips completely relax here. As much as you might not want to right now, let's come on back up to a seated position. Rocking up, once you're there, double pigeon. So left shin on the bottom here, shin fairly parallel to the top of your mat, then right shin stacks in the same fashion. Also called the fire log pose. Looking like stacking some fire logs. These are pretty hairy fire logs. Scooch the butt back a little bit, lift the chest, and then soften forward and down any amount. And for some of us, it's just a matter of relaxing the head a little bit. If there's that big gap with the knee, something underneath maybe, the book again on its high side might be a nice way to do it. Otherwise, you could pull this bottom heel just a bit further back towards your hip. Pull it back, more of a bend in that bottom knee, and the ankle sits on top. Nice long breaths. Soft shoulders. Richness to that breath. Three more breaths here. Jaw staying completely soft, shoulders too. And inhale, chest lifts up. Right leg kicks out to the right. Left sole of the foot inside that thigh. Now, one of two choices. Either chest and arms raised, turn over the right thigh, and fold forward. Otherwise, compass pose. If it's compass, right knee comes to the back of the shoulder, right hand on the floor next to the hip, left hand reaches across the top of the foot, start to kick, rolling back your left shoulder, holding that shape, not a long hold, 5 or 6 breaths. Otherwise, staying in the fold, slipping the left shoulder down here. And 2 or 3 more breaths now. Inhale, chest lifts up. Left hand behind the hip for stargazer. Lift the hips up, rock up onto the shin. Nice big breath there. And release. For the other side of double pigeon. So right shin on the bottom, left leg on top. Shapes like this are a really wonderful practice of attitude, state of mind, state of mood within the posture, the way that you're literally interacting with yourself. Posture just the medium of that interaction. Kind of like the old saying, it's not what you do, but how you do it. Soft, rhythmic breath. Alrighty, inhale, chest lifts up. Oh, that needed that. Left leg out to the left. Either Vinyasa, chest and arms raise up. Turn left, fold left. Otherwise, compass. I'll go through that again. So, left knee to the back of the shoulder. As much as you can, as high as you can. Left hand comes next to the hip, and that's to kind of keep that leg back, pinned back. So, shoulder rolls back. Right hand takes the top of the foot over the outer blade of the foot, and then kick the leg up to the side. Bicep rolls over the ear. Otherwise, if you're folding forward, with the right shoulder, kind of drop down a little extra here. Certainly the front foot stays lifted. We stay here for some nice, slow, gentle breath. Two more big breaths now. Inhale, chest lifts up, right hand behind the hip, stargazer, lifting the hips up, roll back the shoulders, open the chest, one more breath, and plonk your butt down. Go ahead, bend your knees and roll straight down onto your back. As soon as you arrive on your back, catch happy baby, have a little play, a little bit of movement there. And sort of just finishing off your practice in the best way that you can. So you might eagle wrap and take a twist, right leg over the left one, drop the legs down to the left for a few breaths. It's really how do you want to finish off your practice here. Fish pose might be lovely. Hands underneath the butt cheeks, and then lift the chest up and back. Anything that feels nice. Just a nice tight squeeze. You might even already be in Shavasana. But if you're twisting, time to switch. Knees come back up. Left leg wraps over the right, down to the other side. A few breaths there. If you're on that side of the twist, back up through the center and wrap the legs. So tuck in, get yourself settled and relaxed. Laying flat. And once you do arrive, laying down flat. A nice long, deep breath in, gentle releasing breath out.
Pay attention to a kind of wholeness of the body. Like picture the body as one system, one thing, not separate entities coming together like the mind and the body together, nothing like that. It's all one system. All of it interacting equally and evenly with every other part of it. Try and feel the complete sensation of the body. Your entire state of being in one glimpse, and see if you can allow the body to fully relax. Let it become still and heavy. Let yourself experience peacefulness. Let's gently start to deepen the breath. Just take a moment Wiggling fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. A big stretch. As you're ready, start to make your way up to a seated position. No rush, of course. As you do arrive in that seat, we'll bring the hands to prayer with the eyes shut. Just sit for one moment, acknowledging and appreciating the practice, reflecting in some sense, documenting, really reinforcing the knowledge that the practice has some positive impact of not just your body, state of energy, state of mind, state of character, perspective and outlook on life, entire interaction with the world at large and yourself at large. Give some thanks in light of that. And we humbly bow the head and say to each other, Namaste. Nice to see you all, my favorite yogis, and proud of you for sticking with your practice, especially in not the most ideal of situations. So any requests, any ways that we can make this better, please let us know. Very much enjoying it though. Nice to see you all, especially on a Saturday morning. I love you. See you next time. Namaste. Coffee!